So good afternoon, and thank you very much for the invitation. It is my great honor to participate in this KAUTM annual meeting. And the topic I'm going to talk about today is about the latest move on technology transfer in China. So yeah, here we go. And I'm Leo from the Southern University of Science and Technology and the Technology Transfer Center. And the university is also a member of the International Strategic Technology Alliance, short for ISTA. And I'm also the AUTM SC East Asia Subcommittee. So I'm here for SUSTEC and also give you some insights about what's going on in China and also what we do for ISTA. So first of all, some TT statistics in China. Overall statistics in China. So we can see that the total amount of signed TT contract is 1,900 billion Korean dollar. And we have signed 20,000 TT contracts. And the amount received in that year is 1,000 billion. So that's about 50 of the contract can be received by cash. And also, we have established 2,800 new startups with university as stakeholders in 1 year. So that's quite a relatively big number, right? And also, in terms of the broader definition of technology transfer or knowledge transfer, is that the total amount of signed sponsor project is 20,000 billion Korean dollar. And the total number of signed sponsor project is 400,000 something. And the total amount received is 14,000 billion. So that makes the overall return rate is about 75%, roughly. So I think that number, the ratio is not bad. All the data were collected from 3,500 universities in China. So that makes it could stand for the big picture of what was going on in China. So give you an insight first, give you an idea first, and then let's talk about the latest move in China, what we do. So that's the picture of Death Valley. Everyone knows that, right? And what I want to emphasize is that what is the gap? What exactly is what I'm missing when we are pushing the technology readiness level? So the Y axis is investment. So what's missing here? What makes the Death Valley is investment. So how can we get investment to make this process, to make the technology transfer process, while academia and also the industry would not like to invest? So where is the source? Of course, the source first mine is from the government. So that's we call it research institute here in China. The common feature is that those research institutes are not universities. They are government supported. They are usually off campus and off-site. What does that mean? I will explain later. And they usually focus on several technology fields. The key purpose of this research institute is to do technology transfer. They do not educate students. They do not want to push research breakthroughs. What they want to do is do technology transfer. What does that mean? So let's have a look on this diagram. So the basic research was conducted in the university, right? The university should be in, for example, in city A, and then the scientific findings were transferred from that university into this research institute, which is usually located on the different city. Let's call it city B. So this research institute, they focus on we call it translational researches. And the funding support is from the government. And what it makes is it do the technology transfer, either transfer those technologies into local companies in CDB, or they build up startups, technology startups in CDB. So in that case, those companies and those startups could generate tax and jobs in CTB, right? So that's why the government of CTB would like to support this research institute. And for university, it's because its funding is from the central government, from the national. So that's why it is, well, normally it is fine that the CDA, because it doesn't provide fundings, so it is okay for the CTP, for the university to set up those research institutes in different cities other than CTA. So that's the case of research institute. And after we do this, we find out that through the research institute, we have got the investment, right, from either from the government or from the angels, from ACs. And currently, in the latest developments, we found it that information missing is no longer exists, because we have strong social medias, and also the TT practitioners, or we call it technology managers in China. They are developing very fast in the recent 1 or 2 years. So that's why there is no so-called information gap between the university and the industry. So what is the bottleneck? Why the technology transfer is still not smooth, even though the government have funded a lot of research institutes all over China? I think I can say that. So now let's take a pulse and look back to US or Europe. The NSF started ICO programs back to 2011, and because they think the most academic spin-outs fail because they develop something no one cares about. So that's what the US is thinking. And most likely, the Cambridge University, they have a Cambridge Impulses program, which means that they want to educate those startups and those entrepreneurs how to run the business. So it is like a common sense that the bottleneck of technology transfer is no longer we call it Death Valley. But now the bottleneck is the mindset, or the mindset of the professors, or the prototype of what we are developing, or the business model of the startups. So that's why basically from this year or last year, the government in China would like to support what we call a POC center, proof of concept center. So these proof of concept centers, they are usually on campus, within the campus. And they want to do, what they want to do is incubation for technology transfer. They do not directly do the technology transfer. What they do is to incubate those technologies and make it more ready for technology transfer. That's what we are doing right now and what we're trying to do right now. So take back from the whole picture of China, what we do in SUSTech is that something we do in SUSTech and ISTA is that we are technology center at SUSTech. So the POC center here within SUSTech is that we provide a full life cycle support for technology commercialization. What does that mean? That means we are doing, for example, in TRL 1 to 3, we are doing pattern mappings. We try to work with the research team. What is the pattern? What is the pattern filing strategy? And what should we filing? When should we file it? And also we do the invention evaluation. That means we do it's more like a due diligence to see what is the market needs and what the research provide is really the market needs, or what should be the prototype looks like. And then we do some industrial countries. We try to within the campus first. We try to do some counter research for the industry, and then we do the business camp. It's like an NSFI code program to educate those professors how to run a business. What do you need, and what team members you should hire, something like that. And after that, that makes us to do some fundraisings. And what is the traditional Death Valley, and then we do the pattern licensing and pattern transfer. That's the common case. So that's we call it the POC center in China, in SUSTech, which is the full life cycle support for technology commercialization. And other than that, because in SUSTEC, we're located in Shenzhen, by the way. So we are trying to form a healthy ecosystem surrounding SUSTEC and also the Great Bay areas. What we do is that we want to make us the friends to all the research units, all the faculties and departments, all the professors, and we work together with the project teams, and of course the private companies and angels and VCs, so that we can find a healthy ecosystem to do technology transfer, which I think is quite important if we want to do these things successfully. And we also, of course, we have our own SUSTEC research institutes and also SUSTEC POC centers. So that's the whole picture of what we do in SUSTEC. And what we are doing for Easter is that the International Strategy Technology Alliance, we now have 31 member universities, and the chairman is Hong Kong Polytechnic University. It is set up in 1995 by Hong Kong PolyU and 14 founding members. And what we do is that we hold annual webinars, meetings, and we try to encourage collaborations between the members, either in university level and also in personal level. So we can exchange our ideas and what we found and what we think is good for the next year with peers, with all the TT practitioners in these 31 member universities. So that's what we do. And we want to, just like KAUTM annual meeting, I think we want to make a platform for information exchange, especially for in personal levels. But of course, the university levels, those presidents and vice presidents, they can exchange their ideas in a higher picture of what we do in knowledge transfer in China. So that's what we Easter. And I think I will just stop here to give you a very brief introduction and what we do in China. And I'm looking forward to go to Korea if I have the chance. And let's talk more in the later discussion. And thank you very much. And this is my email and LinkedIn websites. And I'm happy to talk to you if you are interested. Thank you.